The first impact was that of American Airlines Flight 11, which crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center complex in Lower Manhattan at 8:46 a.m. 16 minutes later. At 9:03 p.m., the World Trade Center South Tower was hit by United Airlines Flight 175. Both 110-story skyscrapers collapsed within an hour and 41 minutes, bringing about the destruction of the remaining 5 structures in the World complex as well as damaging or destroying various other buildings surrounding the towers. The third flight, American Airlines Flight 77, crashed into the Pentagon at 9:37 a.m., causing a partial collapse. The fourth and final flight, United Airlines Flight 93, flew in the direction of the Capitol. Alerted to the previous attacks, the passengers retaliated in an attempt to take control of the aircraft, forcing the hijackers to crash the plane in a Stony Creek Township field near Indian Lake and Shanksville. At 10:03 a.m., investigators determined that Flight 93's target was either the United States Capitol or the White House. Within hours of the attacks, the Central Intelligence Agency had determined that Al-Qaeda was responsible. The United States formally responded by launching the War on Terror and invading Afghanistan to depose the Taliban, which rejected the conditions of U.S. terms to expel Al-Qaeda from Afghanistan and extradite its leaders. The U.S. invocation of Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, its only usage to date, called upon allies to fight Al-Qaeda as U.S. and NATO invasion forces swept through Afghanistan. Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden disappeared into the White Mountains, eluding captivity by Western forces. Although bin Laden initially denied any involvement, in 2004 he formally claimed responsibility for the attacks. Al-Qaeda's cited motivations included U.S. support of Israel, the presence of U.S. military bases in Saudi Arabia, and sanctions against Iraq. The nearly decade-long manhunt for bin Laden concluded on May 2, 2011, when he was killed during a U.S. military raid after being tracked down to his compound in Abbottabad, Pakistan. The war in Afghanistan continued for another 8 years until the agreement was made in February 2020 for American and NATO troops to withdraw from the country, and the last members of the U.S. armed forces left the region on August 30, 2021, resulting in the return to power of the Taliban. Not including the hijackers, the attacks killed 2,977 people, injured thousands more, and gave rise to substantial long-term health consequences while also causing at least $10 billion in infrastructure and property damage. It remains the deadliest terrorist act in human history as well as the single deadliest incident for both firefighters